If you're like me, you got a little bit of talent and no money. So when it comes to gift giving time, here's an idea that you can make yourself real cheap if you just got a little bit of skills. It's a boot jack, and Dad or Uncle will love it. Mom might like it too. What is a boot jack? A boot jack is used when you come in from outside. You want to take your boots off or your tennis shoes. You got one foot on the jack to hold it still. The other foot brings a shoe up and you peel your foot out. Really nice for boots because you don't have to sit down and tug on them. You don't need a lot of materials. You got a big piece of wood, little piece of wood. You're gonna make a sketch, cut it out. I'm gonna use a miter saw and a jigsaw, but you can do it all with just a jigsaw. The wood here, 5 inches by 12 inches, 1 3/4 by 4. This is solid wood, not plywood. It's best if you make it out of solid wood, but if all you have is plywood, that's okay too. Just keep it out of the rain. I'm going to start by putting a line down the center for 4 inches. I'm going to make 2 more marks at 1 1/4 inches. And below those lines, I'm going to make some marks that span 3 inches across. That's going to be the gap where you put your shoe in. And at this point, I'm just going to freehand kind of an S curve. So I'm going to start up here. I'm going to go down to that mark and come down and curve to that bottom at 4 inches. Then I'm going to copy it on the other side. You could even use something that's about 3 inches across and make that circle right there for the bottom. I've drawn lines going from 5 inches and gone 1/2 inch in, so at the bottom it'll be 4 inches, 5 inches up here. You don't have to cut that off, but it just makes it look nice. The other thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to make a nice little scallop right here. That'll make it look nice too. You could also use something larger and round to trace it out. I'm going to cut these strips out on the miter saw, and then I'm going to use a jigsaw and cut these out. On this smaller block here, I'm going to make a 15-degree angle cut. And that's just so when the top of the boot jack is resting on it, it'll be flat and the bottom will be flat on the ground. You don't have to do this, but it does make it a little bit nicer, a little more stable. And there it is. Now let's go cut these pieces out. And now the scallop on the other end. Here's a basic shape. Just going to sand it. I've got a sanding block. You don't have to go overboard. Remember, it's a boot jack. It's going to get a dirty boot shoes all over it. Now we're going to add the small block on the bottom. I'm going to put it close to the bottom of this cutout. Just going to drill 2 holes and put 2 2-inch screws to connect it up. When I drill, I am going to go a bit of an angle to compensate for that 15 degrees. I'm going to drill pilot holes, otherwise I run the risk of splitting my wood. I want the screw to fit flush, so I'm going to use a countersink, and that's just going to make a space for that head to fit into the wood. Now just screw it together. Alright, screws are flush. There it is. Got a boot jack. So you come in from working, your boots are all dirty, you got to take them off before you get in the house. Untie your boots, step on the boot jack, put the other one up here. Just pull, they slip right off. Isn't that nice? A very inexpensive gift. Take you about 45 minutes using materials you probably got laying around anyway. Whoever you give this to, they're gonna love it and use it every day. If you make one of these, let me know how it turned out, and we'll see you soon on the homestead. Bye.